I have a pretty good idea as to why we continuously spend money. We are always spending our money because we are not happy with who we are, how we're living, and what we have. And as a result, we are spending money to make ourselves feel better. We are using money to placate ourselves, just to comfort ourselves, to make us feel better about the life that we're living. And money will not do that for us. Money is a tool that we use to get by in life. It is not going to help us feel better as a person or help us be more content. All right, so let's define contentment. What does it mean to be content? Per Google, being content means a state of satisfaction. A state of satisfaction, and it means a state of peaceful happiness. So, number one, a state of satisfaction. Number two, a state of peaceful happiness. That's what it means to feel content. Okay? Now, why aren't we? Why aren't we in this blissful state? Why aren't we experiencing this state of happiness? Why aren't we feeling this state of satisfaction? I have a couple reasons that I wrote down. So, first and foremost, the number one reason that I have as to why we are not content is because we are unhappy with our own circumstances. And that could mean a bunch of different things, right? It can mean your family life, your home life, your professional life. Maybe you're unhappy with circumstances or situations that are occurring in your life and it's making you discontented. And it's fine if that's what it is, but it's something that needs to be called out and something that needs to definitely be addressed. So, first and foremost, we're not happy with our current circumstance or circumstances. Number two, we're also experiencing discontent or we're not content because we're constantly comparing ourselves. We're comparing ourselves to the world. We're comparing ourselves to the neighbors. We're comparing ourselves just to our followers, our friends, the people that we see at work. We're constantly in a state of comparison about what people have, what people are doing, what people have achieved. And number three, we have no goals for ourselves. We are not ambitious. And so as a result, we have the time to focus on others. We have the time to look at our neighbors. We have the time to scroll TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and whatever else you're scrolling because you're not focusing on your own goals, or we don't have our own goals lined up. Because if we had a goal that we were diligently trying to reach, we wouldn't have time for all of the other stuff. We would just be having time to focus on our goals and the strategies that we're implementing in order to reach them. So let's talk about those things. When we become unhappy who we are, and even when we start comparing ourselves, right? That is when we start to spend the money. Because take comparing self, for instance. You're looking at the vacations. You're looking at the cars, the homes, or whatever else somebody else on your timeline has. And then what? It becomes something that you covet. And as a result, you're spending money that you don't have on those things. Remember, we're not comparing ourselves to others. That's not something that we're doing. We're looking at our own set of circumstances and we're developing the best life that we can, given the set of circumstances that we have and the money that we have. Our life is not like someone else's. We can't always do what other people are doing. We shouldn't be even wanting or aiming to do what other people are doing. And we definitely shouldn't be spending our last dime in order to do it. When we are unhappy, that's another time that we go out and we just spend because we're trying to make ourselves feel better. But even after you spend that money, it doesn't make us feel better. Even after we spend that money, because either we're comparing ourselves and we're trying to get what the next person has, or we're just feeling like our circumstances are beneath us or above us, or we can't get a hold on our circumstances, which is a better way of putting it. We're making ourselves feel better by spending the money. And it's not what we want to do. So what can we do to reach a state of contentment? What can we do to feel pleasure, to feel happiness? Now, first and foremost, situations happen and our lives are full of ups and downs. So we're not always going to be in a state of contentment. But for the majority of time, we can be, because we can create that own state for ourselves. Some things that I've done in order to create that sense of contentment is I have made my home as a place of peace, a place of relaxation, a place of joy, a place of love. I have done that. You have to be able to go home and feel good about it. To feel like this home is really just bringing me joy. This home is where I need to be. This home is where I recharge, rebuild, so that I can go back out into the world. But your home is the place for you to just love on yourself, love on the people therein, and just be comfortable, calm, and overall joyful. I've done that. There are many things that I've put into my home or taking out of my home in order to reach that state of contentment. But one thing that I always do is just to make sure that my space is clean and clear. One thing that I really enjoy seeing inside of my home is clear, clean spaces. It does something to me when I walk into my home and I see nothing on my floors. When I see nothing on the countertops, nothing on the tables, and the clear spaces just do it for me every time. So whatever that is for you, whatever that means to you, then bring that peace and that joy, that relaxation, that calmness, whatever it is that's positive, bring that into your home and into your space. Because if you do, you will not have to spend so much money trying to escape the home that you've built. And that's real. That's real. All right. So make your home your sanctuary. Number 2, make sure that your needs are met. And of course, I'm talking about your bills. I'm talking about your emergency fund, but it really even goes beyond that. It's about making sure that you have your lunch packed and ready to go for the next day. It's about making sure that your breakfast is packed and ready to go for the next day. Because, first of all, it makes your morning easier. You just grab your stuff and you go. But also, then you won't be out in here spending money on this processed food that you don't need to eat anyway. Right? So, that is one thing that I make sure that I do on a continuous basis. Make sure that I have my lunch and make sure that I have my smoothie for the morning. And all I literally need to do is wake up, blend my smoothie, and hit the door. And I'm meeting needs. And I'm experiencing a sense of contentment because I don't have to rush out. I don't have to get breakfast. I don't have to rush out. I don't have to spend money at wherever. It brings a sense of contentment. Something as simple as making sure that your child has a 5-subject notebook so that they can take adequate notes, so that they can be ready for the assessment, ready for the homework, ready for any assignment that they have coming up. That's making sure needs are met. I'm talking about the simplest of things to reduce the conflicts, the confusion in your home, and to reduce the need to constantly have to spend money every day and at all times. That's what I'm talking about. Making sure that your needs are met. And let's set a goal. Let's set goals. Because if we set goals, we ain't got to worry about what other people are doing, because those goals going to keep us so tired. Those goals going to keep us so focused and so driven that you don't have time to look to the right, to the left. You ain't got time to look at the Joneses, the Jacksons, the Johnsons, none of them. You ain't got time to look at them because you're focused on the road that you have ahead. And when you stop focusing on others, you stop comparing yourself and you stop spending the money to get the things that you see others with. We're living our own life. We're directing our own path. We're setting our own goals forward so we don't have to worry about anything or anybody else. Let's have the blinders on. Of course, we're helping people when they need help. But let's focus on us so that we can grow us, build us, and not have to spend money competing, comparing, wanting, or really needing. Get to that sense, that space, that area of contentment so that we don't have to constantly spend money on things that we think that we need when we really don't. You got this. Like and subscribe and share this video to anybody who needs to get to a space where they are content.